out for another morning stalk. We're with Russ today. We've just come down here in the Polaris. So we've got this for the extraction, which will save a nice drag. Russ is just there setting up his rifle, and then we're going to go for a stalk down over here. You'll see Russ in the background, but I've left my other mic in the van, so I'll have to get that out later. We're just going to walk down this valley now, where we can like peer over a bit of a verge, where there's like a nice grassy area where they normally come out. As you can see, they could be coming out on this woodland edge. Obviously we're just scanning as we go, like Russ has then with the thermal. Just triple checking that nothing's poking its head out the wood or coming out to graze on the banks. It's quite a chilly morning this morning, so I suspect there might be some out down in this bank hiding out the wind. It's about 4 degrees. We're just approaching the corner now. So we're just going to have a slow stalk round. So we weren't successful there, didn't see any, but that's deer stalking for you. So we're going to try some other areas. Russ has just started up the mule. I've just got the gate. Sadly I'm the gate boy today, and Russ is on the gun, but got to take it in turns, eh? So Russ is just spinning the mule around, and then we'll get over to some new blocks of woodland. So we've reached another block of woodland. This block of woodland I need to be scanning constantly with the thermal, and then Russ is scanning out the left side, so I can't really film and do that, but we'll see what we bump into. Fingers crossed there's going to be some lay up on these big banks, and if we get some, obviously I'll take some photos and try and get some video footage for you guys. But yeah, so we've got the gun in the mule, got the mule, obviously a fold out window, or you can shoot out the sides, because obviously we're on private property now in a woodland, so it's a very handy tool. We found some deer. They're at the top of a bank in front of us. We're just slowly stalking into them now. So I'll just catch up with Ross. But they're like right up that bank. We couldn't get onto them deer. Just naturally, they just had the high ground on us. Climbed right up to the top we did. Obviously we've got to like stay below them and such, so we're shooting up into the bank. So we had a safe backstop, but it just gave us a slip. There was about 12 of them up there, but it was just, yeah, a bit unfortunate. They were in the wrong place at the wrong time. But we'll have a drive around the corner and see if we can catch anything else out. Today they've been a bit, let's just say awkward. They've been in the positions where it's a lot of work getting to them, or it would have been a fun extraction. Even though we've got the mule, they would have been right up the bank, so it would have been trying to sledge them all the way down from the top. So we didn't catch up with anything else in that block of woodland. That we were having a little drive round on the little paths. So now we're back exiting that wood. We're going to have a look around the field, see if we can catch anything out, just laying up against the edges. We weren't successful. We saw plenty of deer about. However, they were just not in the right place at the right time. Typical deer stalking, that's the way it goes. Especially when you've been taking clients out. Had successful, really great hunts this season on the fallow does, and today is the last day on the fallow doe season, and me and Russ thought we'll get out, try and get a few ourselves, finish off the season, and typical. They're not playing games with us today, but that's just the way it goes. So today I'm done for today. Russ is popping back out later to try and get some last knock-ins, and then following on from that, this coming week hopefully we'll get out on some bucks. We've noticed a few big groups of bucks laying up against the hedges, and there's a few prickets in that group. So if you don't know what a pricket is, that's pretty much where it's just got little spikes just above its head, so pretty much like that. So it's a couple years old, and they're good cool bucks to take. So yeah, good little freezer fillers, so we'll get some of them hopefully this week and get them processed into the butchers. Rather than ending this video here, I will continue this onto the next hunt, as I don't think I'll have enough footage for a full video. Welcome back. It's a different day, as you can see. I've had a haircut and stuff. We're back at the original wood from the first ever video I put out, and we're going to be finishing off this video here. Russ is out tonight on the neighbouring land, so fingers crossed he'll bump into some bucks, because now the fallow does are out, so it's only bucks on the agenda. And fingers crossed we catch up with a couple prickets. So I'm just going to gear up, usual regime, usual gear, get up to the tower, as it's been on and off raining all day. So let's get up there, get set up, and let's fingers crossed not draw a blank this evening, or at least Russ can get something, so then we've got more to process into the food chain and keep that supply into a local area. All geared up now, ready to go up. You may be thinking, he's just said it's been on and off raining. Yep, that's correct. And guess who's not dried their coat properly, so it's still soaking wet from the other night. Yeah, I'll let you decide who that is. So yeah, let's go to the tower and try and hide out the rain. Or what would be even better is if we see one on the way up here, is in a safe position. But we're not that lucky, so probably not going to happen. Just walking up the bank now, you can see all these fresh tracks, look. So you've got a few pheasant tracks, which are single ones, and then you've got a few fallow deer, which are them. They look pretty small, some of them, so they're probably does, but some of these bigger ones, probably bigger bucks. So we've just reached the tower, and the deer are already out on the next field, as you can see. They're already out over there. So there's about 20 odd that I can see. So fingers crossed. So as you would have saw, there was about 20 to 30 deer just the other side of that second pylon you can see up against that hedge. It started raining, so I think they've jumped back in the wood. So in a minute I'm going to walk along this top row, and then fingers crossed they've gone down into that ravine. Another good little tip, if you get some talcum powder in a squirty bottle, keep this in your binder harness or your pocket. If you shake this and then give it a squirt, you can see which way the wind's going. So there's not much wind, but it is ever so slightly blowing towards the deer. So fingers crossed I can get round them. I've snuck forward to where the deer gave me the slip last time, and in the thermal I can just see the deer's heads just over this brow. So I'm going to try and get on them. But it's going to be fun, because it's like a group of about 35, so there's lots of eyes and ears. She's spotted me, so I'm going to have to stay extra still here. So that's a mother with its young. It's very attentive, sticking its head round. So that's off. They should just slowly move off with the kids. And then there should be some bucks and brickets which I've spotted towards the back. So I'm going to slowly try and catch up with them now before they go right around the corner. Some more here on the left as well coming up. That's just typical. We're going to carry on trying to move around the wood and do what we did on the first video. See if we can catch anything out further down. We'll leave them be, because we're all this year's and the mothers. So they're all a bit too young, and then they're all does as well, bunched up. So we'll see if we can catch up with a group of bucks. And there they are running over the fence. So another group of does. No bucks in that group. It's typical, eh? But it's nice to see. So we had about 30 run down to the left, and about another 10 to 15 there. We've looped all the way around the wood, and now we're the other side of them. They're down in this bowl, but they're just too grouped up, and I can't pick out a bricket. I'll take some footage through the thermal, so you can see how many there are. But there's definitely a good 30 plus there. They've grouped back up together. So we've got a group of 30 odd over there, and then about 40 down here. I'll grab that footage for the thermal, as it's hard to see on here. But you can see, so now you can see the sheer volume of the amount of deer in this area. And there's more to the left of this tree, I just can't get on them. Typically they're all does. Just trying to catch up with these. 95% of that group, typical because it's in April now, are does. So there was a few young bucks, but they were this year's. So we couldn't get on them, and there's just too many heads and eyes looking at you. So I'm going to walk back down the track and hopefully bump into some more and leave them be. I've just displayed loads of thermal footage, so as you saw, there was, God, probably at least over 100 in that wood there. It split up into about 4 different groups, so there was the first 2 groups we saw, which were one of the groups out in the field, so about 30, 40, and then that was the main group of does and kids, and then the rest of them were all mature does, with some other young as well in the other groups. There was a few little bucks, but I just couldn't get on them. There's that many there. that's where you're losing light, you're trying your hardest, but it's just hard at the end of the day. But yeah, they'll be there for another day. We'll try and get them another day. Russ has had one, so I'll leave this video here as it's been 2 unsuccessful outings, and we'll just start fresh. But next video will, fingers crossed, be successful, and maybe even be on the roe or the muntjac. You never know, as it's now April. But I'll go and give Russ a hand extracting this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.